Category 1. The wake-up call. Category 1 hurricanes are the lowest level on the scale, but that doesn't mean they're harmless. With sustained winds between 74 and 95 miles per hour, these storms are powerful enough to uproot trees, rip shingles off rooftops, damage siding, and knock out power lines. Imagine standing outside in 80-mile-per-hour winds. It's like sticking your head out the window of a speeding car, only multiplied across an entire neighborhood. A good example is Hurricane Irene in 2011, which was mostly a Category 1 storm when it struck the U.S. East Coast. Despite its low rating, Irene caused widespread flooding, power outages affecting millions and billions of dollars in damage. For many residents, Irene was a reminder that even the weakest hurricanes on the scale can turn daily life upside down. For people living in mobile homes or older buildings, even a Category 1 storm can be dangerous. And when you factor in heavy rain and localized flooding, Category 1 storms are anything but minor. Category 2, the damaging storm. Category 2 hurricanes ramp things up significantly, with sustained winds of 96 to 110 miles per hour. At this level, damage becomes much more visible and long-lasting. Large trees are snapped or uprooted, roofs are stripped of significant portions, and poorly built homes may become unlivable. Power outages are common and can last for weeks rather than days. Take Hurricane Frances in 2004, which made landfall in Florida as a Category 2 storm. Frances wasn't the strongest storm of that hurricane season, but its winds knocked out power to millions and left behind widespread destruction. Another example is Hurricane Sally in 2020, which also struck as a Category 2, flooding parts of Alabama and Florida while damaging thousands of buildings. Category 2 storms often bring storm surges of 6 to 8 feet, which is enough to flood coastal neighborhoods and trap people in their homes. For many residents, a Category 2 hurricane can mean months of recovery before life returns to normal. Category 3, the major hurricane threshold. Category 3 hurricanes are when meteorologists officially label a storm as a major hurricane. These storms pack sustained winds of 111 to 129 miles per hour, strong enough to cause structural damage even to well-built homes. Roofs may be torn off, exterior walls can collapse, and entire neighborhoods may lose power and water for weeks. Hurricane Katrina in 2005 was briefly a Category 3 at landfall in Louisiana, and even though much of its devastation came from storm surge and Luddy failures, the winds alone were destructive enough to tear apart communities. Another example is Hurricane Ivan in 2004, which hit the Gulf Coast as a Category 3 and left behind more than $20 billion in damage. Category 3 storms are also when evacuations become absolutely critical. Mobile homes and poorly constructed buildings are obliterated. Roads are often blocked by fallen trees or power lines, delaying emergency services. The storm surge at this level, typically 9 to 12 feet, can flood large portions of coastal towns, turning roads into rivers. Once a hurricane reaches Category 3 strength, the damage is measured in months, not days. Category 4, catastrophic winds. Category 4 hurricanes are devastating forces of nature. With winds between 130 and 156 miles per hour, they cause catastrophic damage to nearly everything in their path. Even strong homes may lose roofs, collapse partially, or suffer structural failure. High-rise buildings can have windows blown out, while smaller buildings may be destroyed. An infamous example is Hurricane Charley in 2004, which hit Florida as a Category 4 storm. Charley was relatively small in size, but its intense winds left behind catastrophic destruction in just a few hours. More recently, Hurricane Laura in 2020 struck Louisiana as a Category 4, flattening entire neighborhoods and leaving parts of the state without power for weeks. Storm surges from Category 4 hurricanes can rise 13 to 18 feet or more, enough to wipe out coastal areas entirely. For communities caught in the path, recovery can take years, and some areas may never fully rebuild. At this point, staying behind during a storm is often a death sentence. Evacuation isn't just advised, it's mandatory for survival. Category 5, the ultimate disaster. At the top of the scale lies the Category 5 hurricane, with winds of 157 miles per hour or greater. These are the most destructive storms on the planet, and thankfully, they are rare. But when they strike, the results are catastrophic. At this strength, many buildings are flattened completely. Concrete structures and steel-framed buildings may survive, but even they can suffer major structural damage. Trees are stripped bare or snap like toothpicks, and storm surges can exceed 20 feet, reshaping coastlines and wiping away entire communities. One of the most infamous Category 5 storms was Hurricane Andrew in 1992, which devastated South Florida, destroying more than 60,000 homes and leaving thousands homeless. Another was Hurricane Dorian in 2019, which stalled over the Bahamas with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour, flattening entire islands and leaving behind a humanitarian crisis. A Category 5 hurricane is the closest thing nature has to a nuclear bomb in terms of destruction. Entire regions can become uninhabitable for weeks or months. In some cases, communities never fully recover. Beyond the wind, the storm surge factor. While the Saffir-Simpson scale focuses on wind speed, the deadliest part of most hurricanes is often the storm surge. This is when powerful winds push massive amounts of ocean water onto land, raising sea levels dramatically. Even a Category 1 hurricane can create a surge capable of flooding neighborhoods. At Category 5 levels, storm surges can destroy coastal infrastructure, cut off escape routes, and cause thousands of deaths. For example, much of the devastation from Hurricane Katrina wasn't from the wind itself, but from the storm surge that overwhelmed levees and flooded New Orleans. It's a reminder that even though the category number is based on wind, the water is often what kills the most people. Why the categories matter? The hurricane categories exist to help people prepare and respond appropriately. Category 1 storms might mean boarding up windows and stocking supplies, while Category 4 or 5 almost always means mandatory evacuation. But it's important to remember that all hurricanes are dangerous. Lower category storms can still cause deadly flooding, spawn tornadoes, and disrupt communities for weeks. Underestimating a hurricane based on its number alone is a mistake many people regret too late. Preparation is everything. No matter the category, preparation is the most important factor for survival. Families should always have emergency kits with food, water, flashlights, batteries, and medical supplies. Evacuation routes should be planned, and people should have a communication strategy in case cell service goes down. Most importantly, listening to official warnings from the National Hurricane Center and local authorities can save lives. Hurricanes don't just test homes and infrastructure, they test people's readiness and resilience. From Category 1 to Category 5, each step on the hurricane scale represents a leap in destructive power. Category 1 storms may seem manageable, but can still cause billions in damage. Category 3 storms are major hurricanes that reshape communities, and Category 5 storms are catastrophic events that erase entire towns. The bottom line is this: no hurricane should ever be underestimated. Whether it's the wind, the rain, or the storm surge, these storms are deadly at every level. By respecting the scale, preparing properly, and acting when warnings are given, we can save lives and minimize the toll these massive storms take on communities.